one of the things that I wanted to talk about with you, okay, first off, let me just say, you guys had a number 1 ranking, your first one, I think, number 2 ranking, a number 3 ranking, you guys are running the gauntlet here, and 2 honorable mentions. And you guys are always active in the fan vote. You guys are always doing well in the fan vote, even if you don't win it, and it matters. It matters at the end of the day, on those ballots. So, okay, now that you guys are becoming, and whether you know it or not, you're getting to the point where you're just simply one of the top tag teams. It's just the way it is. So now how do you handle those expectations? Because, it's one thing you go out, people don't know you, and if you have a great match, awesome. Not that you don't expect to every time. But, now you have fans expecting something from you, and this is everywhere you go, not just in your locale.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we really have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture of things. Like, what do we do that works? What do we do that we know gets the crowd behind us? What do we do that works? And then just simple plug-and-play stuff where, okay, this doesn't work with this crowd, drop that. It's going to be the constant just questioning of ourselves if we can constantly bring it. And then, obviously with the fans' reactions to us, we obviously do. And that makes me smile beyond all belief because, like I said a few years ago, we didn't even think we'd make it this far. So the expectations are definitely going to be hard to live up to, but I think we can deliver.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, and knock on wood, if you guys can stay healthy, I don't see any reason why you can't crack the top 3 also. But I will tell you, the top 3 teams, they're killing it right now. It's not even fair. But you guys are killing it too. So hopefully what happens is when you go these places like Atlanta, they start seeing the talent to the point where, they start handing you titles. Not that other promotions haven't done it. Clearly they've done it many, many times. But you know exactly what I mean, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so I was going to say, yeah, and it always is with you guys. So I tell you what, I think our number 1 will be hopefully calling here shortly. So let's go ahead and get your social media out the way so everybody knows where to follow you and the Indy Card Mafia.
Awesome. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Project PRJCT Brewington. You can follow me on Instagram at Project, fully spelled out, Brewington. You can like me on Facebook at facebook.com/Project Brewington. You can follow the Indy Card Mafia at facebook.com/Indy Card Mafia. You can follow us on Instagram at Indy Card Mafia. You can follow Eric on Instagram at ICM_Emanon. That's EMANON. Likewise on Twitter at Eric Emanon. And yeah, that about sums it up.
Good deal. You sound like you've rattled those off before. You know what I mean? It seems like it's just at the ready for you.
Once or twice.
All right, man. Well, I'll tell you what, thanks for coming in and killing it on this episode. And then, for anybody who wants to hear Thomas in a different situation, we talked about the 10-year anniversary of the Benoit family tragedy last Tuesday, along with Congo Kong, Brittany Wonders, Odiak. That was a fun show, Thomas. I really appreciate both shows. So, as always, appreciate you coming on whenever you're free there.
Oh, thank you for always having me.
All right, man. Good luck the rest of the year. Hope to see you even higher, or at least where you're at now.
Definitely hope so. Thank you.
All right, later on. Now, everybody, that was Thomas Brewington, one half of the Indy Card Mafia. I say one half. I'm pretty sure there's other members still. I know one has retired or was going to retire, but Eric and Thomas are the main members as far as tag teams go, so not taking anything away from anybody else. All right. That means that we are now to the number 3 team, and this team is another team that's going to solidify their ranking a little bit in the tag team top 50 because they're going to get ranked this week, just like the Lucha Brothers. It's CCK or hashtag CCK, whatever you want to call them. Chris Brooks and Kid Lycos. They had a number 1 ranking, a number 2 ranking, 2 number 3 rankings, and I think that's it. I think that's it. Then the number 2, and unfortunately, they always have issues in their neck of the woods there calling in. So they're not going to be able to call in, but I'm really hoping our number one calls in, so I'll delay the number one for now, and I'll talk about the number two. This team, despite the fact that Mason Cutter broke his leg, they still managed to find a way to get 4 number 2 rankings this year. They have not gotten a number 1 ranking yet this year. They got a number 4 ranking. They got 2 honorable mentions. That just kind of comes along with being the Hooligans and, wrestling all over the place. And a lot of people can criticize them for working smaller promotions, but I like the fact that they hustled, that they get out there, and they've gotten to work with damn near everybody on this list, other than maybe the teams in Japan. I mean, they even worked with the Young Bucks a couple of years ago, twice in different situations. Young Bucks once, and then it was like somebody else, or it was one of the Young Bucks, and I'm trying to remember. I think ACH filled in for the other Young Buck. All right, so here it is. One half of the number 1 tag team in the tag team top 50. If I'm not mistaken, I'll let him introduce himself. Go ahead, buddy.
Quack, quack. I'm Rob Killjoy.
That's right, of the Ugly Ducklings. You guys, halfway through the year, and I have to tell you, it's not even close, okay? And this is to take nothing away from the other teams, but this is not even close. You guys are the number 1 tag team in the tag team top 50 this year. Again, not even close.
Nice. I mean, I'm flattered, but I cannot say that I'm surprised.
Well, yeah, you couldn't be. And here's what we often compare you guys to. I know you worked with them, and hopefully this is a flattering comparison for you. In years past, and not to say that they're not here this year because they're sitting at number 2 trying to fight you guys for the top spot, but in years past, the Hooligans were those road warriors, the team that would go everywhere, working 5-6 times a week. And now, again, not that the Hooligans aren't still doing it, but the Ugly Ducklings have filled in for that role quite nicely while Mason Cutter was on the shelf.
We're not out here to replace anyone, but the Hooligans, one of my favorite teams right now, and one of the teams that we have yet to face. We had a brief contact with them at our Rockstar debut back in December, but it was a 4-way tag match, but we have yet to get to work with those guys, and I'm definitely looking forward to the day that we get to step into the ring together. The Hooligans are awesome, and I appreciate the comparison, but I honestly can't wait to see what kind of differences we have once we step in the ring together.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, obviously you don't want to replace them, but it's somebody to emulate and to try to, I guess, not to say that you pattern yourselves after anybody, but, on the indies, there's very few teams that are just independent to the bone and just being those road warriors, being the ones
I would phrase it as friendly competition.
Very good. Yep. And,
but we're not trying to
I would love to see a
but
series.
We are, in fact, competing with them. That is true.
Yeah. Another team, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you guys get in the ring with the Carnies recently, too?
Oh, the Carnies are awesome. The Carnies are so good. Yes, we're actually split 1-1. We wrestled them in a trios match for PWX last year, and we came out on top. Then we faced them in our ACW debut for World Wrestling Network on the day of WrestleMania at the Hardy's tailgate party. We faced them, and this time they came out on top. So I think that it's up to someone now to book a rubber match between us. I'm sure
they were number 1.
And neither will the fans.
Oh, hell yeah. And they're number 1 last year in the tag team top 50. You guys are sitting at number 1 this year. So there's all sorts of little storylines there, along with the Hooligan storyline that I already talked about. So, it's cool. But just to throw this out there, a couple of years ago, I had you and Kanabruski and a bunch of other people from PWX on hyping a PWX show. And, Rob, I have to tell you, I thought you were cool as hell on the show, but I could not even anticipate this level of success for you, and it's amazing to see.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I did not anticipate it either. I have short-term small goals so I could reach them. And I don't try to look too far ahead, but I don't know if I could have predicted this at all. I'm just along for the ride. I'm really happy that it's going so well, but I assure you we are just getting started.
And one thing that I was talking about earlier is the only time that I've gotten to see you live is you were working at IWA Mid-South that day, and you were in the IWA Mid-South Tag Team title tournament, got all the way to the finals, lost to Hot Chocolate, and that win by Hot Chocolate actually got them into the tag team top 50, which kind of tells you how important that tournament was, but also, a victory over you guys can mean wonders right now to other teams, and that's crazy. And I talked to Thomas Brewington of the Indy Card Mafia about about expectations, and now that everybody knows who you guys are, I mean, do you come into shows with expectations, feeling that from the fans?
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm not really the nervous type. Like, say, I get there, I get excited. I'm not saying that I don't care, because that's not the case. But I'm more just excited to get out there and show them what I know that we're capable of, what I know we can do. And sometimes they've heard about us. Sometimes they're quacking before we come to the curtain. Sometimes they're sitting on their hands. They're not real sure what we're all about until we start going. But regardless, kids, 18 to 34-year-olds, old people, women, we will get you one way or another. Like, say, throughout the match, you will get involved, I assure you.
Yep, that's what I saw too, and I saw it firsthand. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome. So, quickly, if you want to kind of, and we've talked about it a little bit, but if you want to kind of outline the first half of the year for you guys and what to expect in the second half of the year, I'd love to hear it.
Man, it's just been a complete blur. I can't believe that it's almost July already. I mean, we've won the Rockstar Pro Tag Team titles by defeating Jake and Dave Chris. OI4K, one of the best teams to come along in the last 15 years, which they were wrestling before that, so I guess the last 20 years. But that was the milestone. We are the NWA U.S. Tag Team Champions. That's a huge deal to both of us. We defeated the Heat Seekers for those. We beat the Heat Seekers in the first ever Duck House Brawl match for the West Virginia Championship Wrestling Tag Team titles. We were PWX Tag Team Champions up until last month, and we soon will be again. We've just been all over the place. I made my Florida debut this year. Indiana, like you said, IWA Mid-South, which I'm back there tomorrow. But just all over the place. It's just been a blur. We've competed in numerous tag tournaments, won numerous tag team titles, defeated numerous top tag teams. Defeated OI4K, like say, in a trios match back in December, which I understand that was just showing what we were headed into for this year. So, and we're not stopping now. I'm sorry to seem so frazzled and out of whack, but I wasn't expecting that question. I'm just trying to remember, but it's such a blur. We've wrestled so often, and I can't even begin to put it into words, but it's been indescribable. And being on the road with some of my best friends in the world, like I say, just coming up with new things, interesting ways to get people to react, I wouldn't trade it for anything. This next year, the last half of this year, and then 2018, 2019, 2020, it's just going to get bigger and better and wetter since we're Ducks.
And last thing, I'm going to ask you this, and it's going to sound like a funny question, but it's really not funny to me because it makes sense
I like
to me.
funny questions.
How many days a week are you even home?
I make the joke all the time that I pretty much live in my car and just pay rent on a place for my dog and my cat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're basically residents at this point, and you're kind of the one that's like the landlord paying for it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I always just wondered that. So yeah, man. Well, I guess you don't have to keep the refrigerator stocked then, though, right?
Well, that was never the thing with me, anyways. I've always been somewhat of, I guess, a nomad at heart because I'm just very lonesome. When I buy groceries or something, they usually go bad, especially if it's milk, stuff like that. So yeah. I buy very little at a time, or I just go grab something to eat, or I'm usually not here, like you said, but I'm just all over the place. I can't plan stuff like that because I don't know how it's going to go. Yeah, like say, I shouldn't plan to eat at home when I know I'm going to be gone 6 days.
Yeah. Totally understand, man. Well, I'll tell you what, obviously we throw out your social media all the time, but I'd like to hear it, from the horse's mouth one last time.
All right. Well, you can find us on Facebook. Follow the Ugly Ducklings page. We also are on Twitter and Instagram at 3MotherDuckers. You can find us on Twitter at Lance Lude, at It's Coach Mikey, and at I'm Rob Killjoy. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us. Go to the Ugly Ducklings. Go to Mikey Galino type in Rob Killjoy, you'll find all of us. Stop by our gimmick table, get